All right, welcome back. StockPulse Silver Symposium number 3. We're in Las Vegas, and we've got the president and CEO of Peruvian Metals, Jeff Reeder, call sign PER on the Venture Exchange, DUVNF, OTC in the States. Jeff, good to see you.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, appreciate you coming, appreciate the support. And I'm a full disclosure shareholder of Peruvian Metals, my largest holding. So Jeff, I guess, where are we at current day? I know what's going on, let's fill in the audience.
Well, I mean, we're a junior resource company, a producer, we'd say, and explorer. And we've got several properties in Peru. I've been generating revenue through our flotation plant called the Aguila Norte. And that thing is, we built it back in 2017. Since 2019, we've been producing income, net income positive 2020, 2021, 2022. 2023 will be a good year as well, probably better than the previous years. But we're a company that we're focused on delivering our growth through our revenue generations. We're going to increase our growth. Our goal is to produce gold, silver, copper, lead, zinc, all those minerals. And we're allowed to keep our share structure intact by basically having 53% of our stock is held by reporting insiders. We have some options outstanding, just about 2.5%, but no warrants outstanding. So we've been really careful about how we manage the share structure, because we want to have, any share appreciation is not going to have any warrant overhang. So we're very careful about how we manage the stock. And then the recent AGM, we've had 69% of or 68% of our stockholders vote in favor of management. So we got loyal shareholder votes, producing revenue, and we've got prospective silver projects that were presented today at this symposium.
Okay, so Aguila Norte, processing. I know you're working your debt down, almost debt-free, responsible share structure. Investors walking along now. How are they going to make money? What's the plan to make money here?
Well, the plan to make money as a shareholder, if you come in and buy our stock, and and you'll have a couple ways of doing that. When a company's cash flowing and it has no debt, there's things that we can do. We can start paying some dividends, buying back some stock, which always helps the share price creep up, right? And or spin out some of our assets to other companies. There's a whole range of ways that the shareholder can make money. And since we're big shareholders management, which I own more than 10%, I want some of those. I would love to return capital back to the shareholder, because I'll get some back too, right? So there's lots of ways of doing that, and you have that optionality. Contrast to the other groups where you're always by drilling holes. We won't be doing those type of things. We'll be mining, producing revenue, and giving back money to the shareholder, or reinvesting, or buying new assets. One of the two.
So talk about what you got in the stable there, Jeff. Obviously, Aguila Norte needs to pull from somewhere. Mm-hmm. I know it's been a challenge to mine your own mineral, if you will. So I think there's a little maybe confusion in the market about you being a toll miner versus you being a true miner. So I guess why don't you set the record straight?
Well,
here.
Toll mining, we started with toll mining because it paid the bills, right? Yep. And then we just started this. In 2019 was our first good year. 2020 we did an option deal. We bought a 50% property and bought a 50% interest in a property called Palta Dorada from a company called Real Silver, and we bought that, and then COVID happened. And then now we're investing our money back into this Palta Dorada, and it's located nearby our plant. But the grades of Palta Dorada we took an average of this one area where the miners used to be working. It was 10 gram gold, 10 ounce silver, and 1.7% copper on average grade, which is over $1,000 rock. We would be able to bring that mineral to our plant 150 kilometers away, only $20 in transportation costs, mining costs $200, $250 in that range, and then with the penalties, and you have to pay the refiners, we'll be making at least 3 to 6 times higher compared to the money that we make from regular toll milling. So our goal is to get that going, and that's only on a 50% interest on our own revenue. But if we have 100% interest on our properties and do the same thing too, we would almost tenfold our revenue on going after high grade. So the object or the mission of our company is to go after high grade, 100% owned properties, and we're just doing our transition from toll milling, third party or own ore, if partnerships or whatever, to 100% ore, and we're making that transition this year.
So where's the next feed source coming from?
Well, right now, Pal de Dorada would be the one, and then we're going to be doing mineral from a purchase agreement that we're doing right now with a group, a copper producer that basically we're bringing down 3 to 4% copper, bringing it to our plant because there's miners that are mining right now up to 10 to 12% copper from these veins, and the wall rock inside they're just ditching off to the side, so we're paying them very minimal amount of money for that copper, picking it up, bringing it to our plant and processing it, and we're concentrating that copper from 3% up to 22% and then selling them to the Chinese groups. Yeah.
So not the typical junior mining
No,
model
not at all.
At all. So what do you classify yourself at?
I would classify ourselves as a cash project generator, basically, and also a miner. Is going to be a miner, and yeah, sure. You might say, yeah, but how big's your mine? It doesn't matter. You can start off. There's so many proving companies that are small companies that started on a small little vein and became a large vein and cards a large operation. In the talk I did today in the symposium, I mentioned that I went and looked at a property in the Pataz region in eastern Peru, where I looked at a vein, a couple feet wide, 12-gram gold, and nobody was interested. My bosses said no. I liked it, but I didn't. My target was low grade, big bulk tonnage. But that little vein, eventually somebody bought it, and they mined 3 million ounces of gold from it. So high grade is everything to me, and I'll take big bulk tonnage deposits and actually put them into a junior company and sell them to a junior company and let them raise the money at 100%, and we can benefit on their shares and their success if they are, and we want to make them successful, so we sell them 100% to them. So there's several working models for revenue streams for my company, just not the toll mill, but for project generation, go selling them to other companies with cash and then shares, and hopefully if they find a mine, we have a small royalty with them. Lots of ways we can profit here.
So I've known you for, I think, 13, 14 years, Jeff, and highly respected geologist. Talk about Peru. You talk about these miners being more aggressive there. So compare Peru jurisdictionally. Well,
Peru is one of the biggest mining companies or countries in the world, one thing. And it's got a bad rap from some protests. And it was all kind of, these protests were in tourist areas, so it made the news and everyone got scared and stuff. But every time I go to Peru, I don't see any of that. And second thing is, the government changed the rules in 2013 to allow small miners to legally take mine ore with an artisanal mining permit. And they got to get a tax number, they got to pay their taxes, and then they got to bring their mineral to a permitted plant like ours. And there's over 1 million of these miners in Peru. And let's just say 1 million miners plus all their family. You got 4 to 5 million people benefiting from small mining. And that's 15% of the population. And another thing is that in Peru, you have to vote. If you don't vote, you cannot cash a check. So you've got a voting block there, and they will always allow artisanal mining. I've met miners that work for big mining companies, and they'll never do that again. They want to work for their own mining companies. They pay they pay their families their food and whatever, and they make pretty good money. I've been working with this one miner, and he's pulling out 1 ton a day of $1,000 rock, and he's got guys working for him. You got to share that money, but he certainly wasn't making that money working for the big mining company that he did before. So, this is going to be there for a long time, and I think the small mines, you can permit them faster, you can get them into production faster, rather than the big mines take years and years and years. In Canada, it could take 10, 20 years. In Peru, a small miner, you'd be in production in months.
All right, let's recap. Somewhat responsible share structure. Debt's almost gone.
Yeah.
Great jurisdiction. What again is a takeaway? This is a cash flow story.
Yeah.
How big can it get?
Well, as big as many, first of all, the miners are all there. I have to expand my plants. I might build another one. I'm looking at a site right now in southern Peru. And this is repeatable. My business is repeatable. And I can build it, I can do this several times over. So, I'm just talking to, right now I have 3 or 4 guys bringing mineral to my plant. Well, eventually it's going to be 3 or 4 of my small mines going to plant and having several mines. And go 50 to 100 tons a day, and maybe we get lucky and find this world-class underground mine that could be 500, 600, 800 tons a day. But we can do that, and keeping my share structure where it is, the shareholders will not be diluted out of a discovery. That's the point. Where many of these junior companies, they get these discoveries, their market caps go up, their share price remains flat, because they always have to issue more stock to do that. We're not doing that. That's the difference.
Okay. We'll keep our eye on the news flow, so appreciate that.
Okay.
Jeff Rader, he's the CEO of Peruvian Metals, PER, Toronto Venture Exchange, DUVNF, OTC in the States. Jeff, appreciate that update.
Okay, thank you, Rob.